Welcome to week 3 of this experience called the waking state, which is really at its essence just about connecting our bodies and our minds to the energy of spring. So I always like to recap. So the first week was all about feeling our connection to the earth. Second week was about finding ourselves by locating our center, so orienting ourselves to our center. And this week starts a couple of weeks, 3 weeks of exploring different body systems that are associated with the spring. I like to follow traditional Chinese medicine in terms of these kind of body system correlations. And the first one we're going to be exploring today is the lymphatic system, which is one of my favorite systems in the body. I'm definitely a geek about body systems, and the lymphatic system is so great. And one of the things I love about the lymphatic system is that we have agency in how it works. So a lot of the body systems kind of work on their own, right? The heart beats, the digestive system works. We have influence over them, obviously, with our emotional states and what we take in. But the lymphatic system is unique in that it's the only system in the body that requires us to do something in order for it to function properly. And that thing we have to do is movement. So the interesting thing about the lymphatic system is that it exists right underneath the surface layer of the skin. So actually over the muscles and underneath the skin. So it's a very surface-based system. And you can think of it kind of like the venous system, the veins, the way it kind of spreads around. So it has little tiny lymph nodes, little nodes that respond to pumping. And that's what helps to redistribute fluids in the body. It helps to detox with detoxification processes. And so it responds to gentle pumping actions, rhythms, which is why I suggested that you all dance this week to really just get the body moving. So the movements that we're going to be exploring today, I want you to think about having fun with them. A lot of them are a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie. So if you feel like you're kind of like stumbling, like it's part of it. So just let yourself kind of smile and have fun with these motions we're gonna be exploring. And I will say that because the lymphatic system is so surface-based, it doesn't take a lot of deep action in order to stimulate lymph function. So as we're moving, I want you to think of actually doing a little bit less and just working on visualizing fluids moving through the body. Okay, so last thing I'm gonna say before we dive in is the main kind of concentrated centers of the lymphatic system are kind of in our joint space. So in the armpits, in the groin, behind the knees. So those sorts of shadow places in the body, side body, and then core deep in the abdomen. So we'll be doing some breath work later. So we're just gonna have fun. Okay, so let's start by, I know I told you to get this rather weird prop, which is a ball. So go ahead and grab your ball. And if you couldn't get a hold of, did everybody have a ball? Yes, okay, I see your balls. So if you don't have a ball, I encourage you to buy a ball. Balls are fun, great to have around. And if you don't have a ball for this morning, then you could just do the motions and kind of get used to the motions. But we're gonna start standing, and you can press play on your music. I did give you a dance mix this week, and the music that you're using for today's class is not that mix. it's the one that was like, here's the mix for today, okay? So let's start standing. And place your ball on the floor. And we're gonna start with the feet here. So go ahead and take, let's say, your left foot, and just place the heel on the floor and let the ball be right underneath the center of your left foot. So center both front and back and side to side, right in the center. And all you're gonna do is lean in and lean out. So you're creating a little bit of pumping pressure. You can keep your knees bent here. And you can start to incorporate your breath into the motion. So you may inhale to rock away and exhale to lean in. Starting to let the breath be gentle and supporting you in the movement. Let's do a few more. Feeling that your body is soft, so there's a release of rigidity, and you're just waving front and back. Okay. So now from here, we're gonna move the ball, I'll do the side view, up towards kind of right beneath the ball of the foot. Do you see right there where the ball is? And then you're going to roll towards the heel, release, and come back. Okay, so starting at the ball, roll towards the heel, and then come back to neutral. So this is where the awkwardness starts. So you may be kind of fumbling, but just see if you can get into a rhythm towards the heel and then kind of rolling back to neutral by the ball. See that? And you may start to play with rolling towards the inner arc of the foot or the outer arc of the foot. Just finding those little, maybe tender spots. And what we're doing is, you know, on week 1, we started with grounding. Everything starts at the feet and our bodies. So as we move from the ball to the heel, we're washing lymph flow up towards the back of the leg to recirculate things. So from the ball to the heel, and just exploring the inner arc, the outer edge. Just do 2 more rolls towards the heel. And the ball to the heel. Okay. And then come up and just really, really gentle circular motions across the full ball of the foot. So you're not putting much pressure. Remember, the lymph is basically right underneath the skin. So you don't have to go super deep. Just little gentle washing, getting all the parts underneath the toes, towards the heel. Okay, and then release and just come to stand and take a moment, close your eyes and feel the sensation in the soles of your feet. Noticing what foot feels perhaps more connected to the earth. Feel a full breath come in, swelling up your belly, spreading through your chest, and let the breath completely empty. And let's do the other foot. Standing on your left foot, just placing the heel down. So the ball is right underneath the center of your right foot, and then you're leaning in and rocking away. Exhale to lean in. Inhale to rock away. You could even close your eyes with this, and you'll notice I'm kind of just letting my hands naturally wave with the motion. So you're allowing your body to be completely non-rigid as you pump in and out. Remember, this doesn't have to be super deep, super intense. Spring is all about just gently waking up, gently waking things up. Feeling that your left knee is ever so slightly bent, so all your joint spaces are supple as you're rocking in and out. Okay, let's do 2 more. Okay. And from here, I'll do the side view. Start at the ball of your foot, little pressure towards the ball, and then come back to neutral. From the ball to the heel, I should have said, and then come back to neutral. So again, this takes a little bit of balance work. And if you're finding that your body's kind of stumbling or having challenge, you could put your hands on your belly and just feel your belly stabilize to help you as you rock. The core is the place that helps us stabilize in our balances. Noticing that the knee is bending as a response. You can visualize the lymph and all the fluids in the foot circulating from the base up the back of the leg with this motion. Okay, do 2 more. Okay, and then from there, just give yourself some little scrubs. The light pressure across the whole base of the foot. Remember, you don't have to go deep and hard. Just light scrubs. Really exploring the outer edge, the base of the toes, heel. Okay, and then release and come to stand. Again, just notice closing your eyes. Taking a big breath in all the way down to the soles of the feet. From the soles of the feet up the center at the nose. Okay. Now you can thank your ball. That's it for the ball. You can come to your knees. And we're just gonna start by getting upside down, right to drop in. So go ahead and place your forearms on the floor, just like so. You can interlace your fingers. We're not going into a headstand, so don't worry. We're just going into a pose called dolphin, just to get everything upside down. So you can start by pumping your hips forward and back and just getting comfortable with your emotional body as you prep for just getting your hips higher than your heart. Keeping your toes tucked, so you put a little stretch in the soles of the feet. Notice the rocking, opening, massaging through your groin. And then from here, rock your hips back towards your heels, lift your knees, and come into this pose called dolphin pose. And you can bring your feet as wide as each hip. Put a little bend in your knees and feel your head drop. So noticing that the lymphatic system responds to different ways of moving. So getting upside down, helping to recirculate fluids. And you can feel yourself gently rocking as you feel warmth move into your armpits, the arm lines. And just take a few more rounds of breath here, taking it easy. Feeling your breath stay nice and steady. You may notice that sweat is starting to build in your groins, your armpits. That's the lymph's way of flushing, so that's a positive. Let's take 3 more breaths. Good. And then release your knees and just come to a moment in child's pose, letting your arms extend forward, resting your forehead on the floor, and feeling your connection to the earth. Feeling the way that palms meet the earth and settling into yourself. And come to hands and knees. We're just going to keep going in the groin. It's a fun place to be. So wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath each hip. And then from here, we're going to go nice and slow to start. So just bring your left leg behind you, stretching it nice and long. And then bend your left knee and create a big circular motion. Go nice and slow to start. So it's as if you could touch your knee towards your elbow. And then move back to child's pose. Nice long exhale. Forehead makes contact with the earth. And then come back to tabletop and let's do the right leg. Sweeping it back and a big circular motion towards the right elbow and then shift back, child's pose. Exhale. We're just gonna move in this rhythmic way for a few rounds of breath. With gently stimulating through the groin and noticing that you're pumping by extending open and then drawing close with child's pose. And now I'll invite you to move at the pace that feels good. Some people feel that a quicker pace is really what they need. And some of us need a slower pace. You may have guessed that I'm a slow person. So I'm going to take this slow, but some people really will enjoy a quicker pace and feel your freedom to move at the pace that works for you. Remembering that this isn't about super intense depth, but rather gentle pumping motions. Feeling the extension through the crown of your head. The center stays open. And just do 2 more on each side. Really extending back, really opening up. Nice big broad strokes. 1 more, last side. And then rest into child's pose again. Just take a moment. You may rock your hips from side to side here. Feeling the gentle squeeze in the front of your hips, the support for your belly. And as you reach your arms forward, the open space in your armpits. Okay. Now come up and let's go ahead and move into this shape. It's called mermaid pose. So it doesn't have to be exact, but basically your right knee is out to the side. The sole of your right foot is towards the inner left thigh. And I'm kind of tucking my left foot behind me, sitting down. Okay. So you can create some space behind you. We're going to be kind of moving around. So we're just starting here. And then bring your hands to your heart and use your thumbs to lift your sternum up. So you feel this really open up. And then from here, we're just going to move by pressing into the sole of the right foot and switching sides. Whoop. Okay, so you'll notice your core is going to start to help you and just start to go from side to side. Towards the right. And you're pressing into the feet to move you from side to side. Your thumbs on your sternum are helping you to keep your torso nice and lifted through the front. Now, you may want to spread up through your arms and create a little bit more freedom through the arms as you move from side to side. The arms are pretty inconsequential here. I'm just using the arms to support you to get really upright in the torso as you rock from side to side. Again, pumping gently, lubricating open through your pelvis, spreading open through your belly, opening up through your armpits. And we'll just do 2 more each side. Breathing, really letting it flow. Come back to the first side. And then from here, bring your right shin kind of parallel to the front of your mat. And your left thigh parallel to the front of the mat. So this is what's called a pinwheel shape, so that your knees are 90-degree angle, both legs here. Got that? Okay. So here you can bring your hands on your low belly and just encourage the lift of the low belly. Low belly's lifting, chest is nice and open. And then keep the outer edge of your right leg on the floor. So this stays, and you're gonna slowly lift up through the left leg. As much as it'll go. Doesn't have to be a lot, just as much as it'll go. See if you can press into the sole of the left foot while you're keeping your chest open. And when you can't lift the left leg anymore, then slowly bring the sole of the right foot to the floor and just take a moment in this really big squat pose. Feeling your chest open. And then keeping the sole of your right foot on the floor, see if you can lower the outer edge of the left leg towards the floor as much as it will go. And you may start to lean over a little bit. Just feeling the outer edge of the left leg make contact best you can. And when you feel you've made it down as much as you'll go, then lower the inner right leg to the floor and you're facing the back of your mat. Got that? Okay, let's try it again. So keep the outer edge of your left leg on the floor. So like there's crazy glue there. As you slowly start to lift your right leg. The outer left leg stays on the floor. Maybe the sole of the right foot makes contact with the earth. And when you feel like you can't lift your right leg up anymore, then start to peel your left leg off the floor. Soles of both feet connect. Big wide squat. And then keep your left leg where it is. Start to bring the outer edge of the right foot and leg onto the floor. Much as it'll go, keeping your left leg lifted. When you can't go anymore, release your inner left leg and you're facing the top of your mat. Okay, just one more time each side. So the outer edge of your right leg is connected to the floor. So you start to slowly lift your left leg up. As much as it'll go. Everybody's gauge is different. Where's it for you? When it can't move over to the left anymore, that's when you'll start to lift your right leg up. Both soles make contact. And then keep your right leg where it is as you start to bring the outer edge of your left leg onto the floor. Very, very slow. As much as it'll go. And then when it can't go anymore, draw the inner right leg to the floor, facing the back of your mat. And then take a moment and just extend your legs out and let them shake a little bit. You can face the front again if you'd like. Okay. And then face the top of your mat and let's come into a downward facing dog pose. So in downward facing dog, give yourself some time to sway and rock. Just move your body and integrate all those motions. Locks for the groin. You're just letting yourself rock and shake. You may want to bop up on your feet a little bit, get some motion into your hips, whatever you need. Okay, and then look forward and place your right foot forward. So you're in a nice long lunge. So here's where things are gonna get a little bit more interesting and fun, and where it's encouraged to laugh with yourself. So we know that going in, so just start there. So just start by kind of moving and opening up your lunge. You may want to stretch open your leg and rebend it. You're just getting comfortable here. Now when you're ready, keep your left leg, your left hand on the floor and stretch your right arm up. So you're in a big twist. And as you feel this twist, you're opening up from arm to arm, spreading open through your chest. Now we're gonna keep our weight on the right foot and we're gonna propel ourselves forward. And listen, you're just gonna tap the left knee to the back of the right knee. So this is where it's gonna get a little awkward. Tap, and then come back into your lunge. And then bring the left knee to the floor. And then from here, extend your right leg back behind you. So you're in kind of what's called a side plank pose. Stretching up into your right leg and your right arm. And then place the right foot to the floor outside of your left knee and sit down. Think in this twisted pose we've been doing in the past 2 classes. Just feeling your sitting bones on the floor. You may want to rock a little bit. And then we're going to come back up into that side plank pose. So remember, go nice and slow, opening up through your right side. Take your time. And then you're going to come back to a lunge, stepping a big step of your right foot forward. Lifting your left knee and your back where you started. Got that? Okay, let's try it again. So from here, you're in your twist, and then see if you can tap your left knee to the back of your right knee, or calf, wherever it will go, and then step back into your lunge. Lower your left knee down and reach your right leg back behind you. Now step your right foot on the floor to the outer left knee, sit all the way down. And see if you can hug your right thigh towards your right chest. Nice deep twist. And then stretch back open into your side plank. You're blossoming open. And then big step of your right foot forward. Lift your left knee and your back where you started. Okay, one more time this side, you got this. Place the weight into your right foot, and then just tap the left knee behind the right. Step your left foot down and lower your left knee. And sweep your right leg up behind you, open up. And then step your right foot to the outer left knee, sit all the way down. Nice twist. Take a breath here, catch your breath. And then come all the way up into that side plank pose, opening up through your right leg. And then big step of your right foot forward. Lower your right hand and let's step back, downward dog. And again, pedaling out through your knees, swaying through your hips. And feeling as if the motions are soothing in their rhythmic nature. Right? So rather than being kind of like fitnessy or kind of overachieving, we're just feeling into this gentle pumping action in the core of our arms and the core of our pelvis, waving the motions from one into the next. So let's try the other side. Go ahead and step the left foot forward. And I'll turn to so you can see me. Then as you come into the lunge on this side, again, just start to make your own way into this lunge. So you can rock through your hips, straighten and bend your front knee. Again, the heat is good. It's a sign that your lymph is activated. If there's sweaty armpits, it's good. Okay. And then from here, really deepen into your left knee. Keep your right hand on the floor as you stretch your left arm up to the sky. And here, you can rock front and back. Just keep orienting to a more rhythmic way of being in the shapes. And from here, ready? You're gonna gauge your balance, balancing into that left foot as you tap the right knee to the back of your left knee. And then send your right leg all the way back again and lower your right knee. Sweep your left leg behind you, open up, and then place the left foot to the outer right knee and sit all the way down. And give yourself a moment to just hug that left inner thigh towards your chest. You can use your left hand to help you. And then we'll come back to that side supported plank, opening up through your left leg, your left arm, and then big sweeping motion. Place your left leg forward and you're back in your lunge, lifting your right knee. Got that? Okay, take a full breath in and out. And then place the weight into your left foot and tap your right knee to the back of the left knee. And then send your right foot back. Lunge. Then lower your right knee. And big reach of your left leg back, side plank. Then place the left foot down outside of your right knee and sit your hips all the way down. Take a moment, twisting into yourself, and then open up again. Reaching your left leg back, spreading up through your left arm, and then lift your left foot forward. Place it to the top of your mat and lift your right knee. Twist. Okay, take a full breath in and out. Last time, place the weight into your left foot, lift your right knee and tap the back of your left knee. And then send your right foot back and lower your right knee. Lift the left leg back behind you, open up through your pelvis, spread up through your left arm, and then place the left foot to the outer right knee and sit all the way down. And you can use your left hand to hug the inner left thigh towards your chest, closing in. And then come stand on your right knee and lift up through your left leg again, left arm. And then slowly place the left foot forward and you're back in your twist. Okay, and then place the left hand down and step back, downward dog. And again, sway through your hips, pedal out through one knee at a time. Good. And then lower your knees. Then from here, you can sit back on your heels This is where a block may be handy behind you. So if you have a block, I know I didn't like request one, but if you have one, you can just place it back behind you. You may not need it. But from here, scoot your hips right towards the front of the block. Okay. And then from here, keep your knees a little bit wide as your hips. And then from here, stand onto your shins and inhale, raise your right arm up. Maybe this is where you may want to tap your left fingertips to the block. Reach up through your sternum and then slowly release. You come to sit on your heels again. Okay, let's try the other side. Raising up, left arm raises, maybe placing the right fingertips to the block, lifting up through your sternum, and exhale, release. And let's just keep going like that. So raising up, right arm lifts, left fingertips to the block, and come to sit. So notice that as we're moving again, the motion is very gentle. So the hips lift, left arm raises, right arm back. And exhale, release. Just do one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then sit back and bring your inner knees together. Just take a moment, hands on your low belly, close your eyes, and breathe into your belly. I'm just checking in with how you feel. You may notice that there's warmth in your body in certain places. Your body may be responding with sweat or not. And just feel that deep belly breath in the core of your belly. Remembering that there are major lymph nodes at the core of the belly. And that full breathing helps to stimulate those nodes. Feeling the full breath of the belly expanding, inhale. Drawing in, exhale. Just take 3 more breaths like that. And as you are ready, place your hands to the top of the mat. Take a couple of breaths, downward dog. You can actually bring that block towards the top of your mat. We're going to use it. And then when you're ready, look forward and start to tiptoe your feet towards the top of your mat. And then release and just bring your inner feet to meet and fold over your legs. Little bend in the knees. And you can bring your hands to actually the back of the legs and wash your hands down the backs of the legs. And then back up. Just finding the circulation through the back of the legs. And you may want to rest your hands to your calves. A little bend in your elbows and draw in. And then come to a spine that's parallel with the floor and bring your block underneath your face. So right here. And actually you can bring it right underneath your left arm as your arm extends, so right underneath that shoulder. And now we're going to move a little bit more into the belly. We're moving kind of from the groins and the belly. It's all integrated. We're going to be moving a little bit more up. And from here, all we're going to do is place the weight into our left hand and our right foot. And as you inhale, reach the left leg and the right arm to extend. And then exhale, release the arm. Just let your left foot hover. And then slowly extend again. The right arm, left leg, and return. Inhale, extend the left leg, the right arm. And exhale, lower. And do two more. Inhale, very floaty, very kind of elegant, if that word resonates with you. Or watery, just gentle waving motions. Okay, one more. Inhale. And exhale and release. And just let your upper body hang over your lower body. Just reminding yourself that the lymph, it works even if we do very gentle motions. So if you find that you need to do a little bit less or not as broad of a motion, that's fine. We're just focusing on pumping and gentle stimulation. Okay, ready for the next side? So bring your block right underneath your right shoulder. Extend your right arm. And then place the weight into your left foot. And you can start by just letting your right foot come off the ground so it hovers. And as you inhale, extend your right leg back and your left arm forward. And exhale, release the limbs. Then inhale, extend away from the middle. And exhale, release. And just keep moving like that. Think of your pelvis staying neutral. So your left hip stays where it is as you move the limbs. A little bend in your left knee. Two more. One, and then release. Okay, good job. Letting your upper body hang over your lower body. And rock through your hips. And then we're going to come into a nice wide squat. And if you have issues in your feet, you may want to roll a blanket underneath the heels. So when you come down, your heels have something to rest on. So if you're choosing that option, go ahead, roll up your blanket, bring it behind you so your heels are lifted like that. Okay? Otherwise, full sole of each foot on the floor. And then bring your hands to the heart. And then reach your prayer hands forward, like so. And as we inhale, just lean into the inner right thigh and draw your upper arm into that inner right thigh and reach your arms away from each other. Take full breath into your belly, your sternum, and then exhale, draw the hands to meet again. And then inhale, press open, and really press your upper right arm into the inner right thigh. And exhale, come back to center. And as you do this, extending on the inhale and drawing in on the exhale, feel that your inner right thigh meets your right arm, just as much as the right arm is meeting the inner right thigh. Exhale. Just feeling that gentle pumping motion in your armpits, in your chest. And even close your eyes and feel the water element weaving through you as the lymph system is really, really supportive of distributing water through the body. And feeling that sense of flow as you do this motion 2 more times. One more. Good. And then come back to center, hands in prayer. Closing your eyes, taking a moment. Grounding, centering. And then from there, we'll begin on the next side. So you can lean in a little bit more into that left inner thigh to extend the prayer hands forward. And then inhale, open up through your arms. And exhale, bring the palms to meet. And you can even let your gaze follow your right hand as it lifts up and back in. Just focusing on the way that the breath is guiding the motion. Exhales, return to neutral. And the length of the inhale is the length of the pace the arms open. And exhale. And you are feeling that relationship of the inner thigh to the outer arm as they make contact. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Okay. And hands to prayer. Open up through your thighs as you sink through your pelvis and lift through your heart space. Inhale and exhale, release your hips. And then extend your legs out and just let your legs shake a little bit. You can lift your arms, let your arms shake. Big breath out. And then release your arms. Just get very still and notice your body, how it feels inside. Okay, and then from here, let's come to lie on the back. You can lie all the way back. And now while you're here, extend your arms up overhead. So your arms are alongside each ear. And keep your hips exactly where they are and walk your legs over to the left, as much as they'll walk over. And once your legs walk as far to the left as they'll go, just draw your left ankle to hook over the top of your left ankle. So right ankle comes over the left ankle. And then see if you can walk your rib cage and your arms to the left a little bit too. And hold your left wrist with your right hand and completely surrender your back body into the earth here. Breathing into the right side of your waist. So sometimes when we're kind of thawing from whatever period of time came before. So for the seasons, it's the winter, mostly closed off, mostly internal, drawing in. or just the past few years we've been in, which has been more kind of secluded, drawn in. The counter effect is to spread open and mobilize. It can feel hard at first. Just feel the way that there's space happening inside in the moment. Where's there space? And breathe into that space to facilitate the opening, the mobility, the way that the cells can feel alive there. Knowing that your body can always bounce back. That's the nature of the human state, is resiliency. Take a full breath in and out. And slowly walk your legs back to neutral. You can unhook your right ankle, bring the legs to neutral, and walk your upper body to neutral. And then let's come to the other side. So keep your hips as they are as you walk your legs over to the right. And then hook your left ankle over the top of your right ankle. And again, keep your hips where they are, but see if you can walk your rib cage, your head, your arms, just an inch or two to the right. You want to hold your left wrist with your right hand and feel that full back wash of you that's making contact with the floor completely settle. So knowing that our bodies are circular, there's constant cycles of introversion and then extroversion, which always follows the introverted state. The quality at which we facilitate that transition is really in our agency to shift. So we can enter that transition by feeling kind of self-defeating or picking at ourselves, all of that. Or we can use our thoughts to support ourselves into the transition, into the change, through the change. Really, the key to that shift is our awareness. So just by being aware of our bodies, our thoughts, we put ourselves in a position to radically shift, to change, to grow, to heal. Take a full breath in and out. Bring the legs back to neutral, unhook the left ankle. Bring the upper body to neutral. Let's just come into a final kind of twisting motion by bringing the soles of the feet on the floor as wide as the mat. And come into what's called a windshield wiping motion, rocking the knees from one side to the other. You may want to keep your hands on your low belly just to feel the way that this rhythmic motion side to side affects the belly, creating gentle movement there. And creating movement in the belly, really unsticking inside the belly. Facilitating movement in the belly helps us to access our intuition and just self-trust as we navigate the change. And come back to center. Extend your legs out. set yourself up for a nice Shavasana. So if you want to incorporate any props into your Shavasana, you can do that now. We have a bolster or a rolled up blanket handy. You can place that under your knees, which might feel nice. You put on your socks if you're feeling a little cold, or drape the blanket over your body, whatever you need. We're going to start the Shavasana by bringing the hands on the belly, just feeling the belly breath. Rise and fall of the belly. Feeling the movement of the belly as we breathe. And if you'd like, you can let the palms face up alongside your body, or you can keep them on your belly for the rest of your resting pose. Whatever you choose, go ahead and drop in. Begin to bring your awareness to your breathing. Feeling into the way the breath enters through your nose, fills up your inner space. And from the inner space, returns back out through the nose. Feel your body move again. Wiggle through your fingers and your toes. Start to stretch through your limbs. Draw your knees into your chest and roll over onto one side. And as you're ready, you can come to your seat. As you come to your seat, and sit on your blanket or your cushion. Prepare for our pranayama breathing practice. And this breathing practice is called Kapalabhati, which translates to shiny skull breath. And what happens is we emphasize the exhale, so we don't really focus on the inhale. We just let the inhale naturally come, and we take a kind of sharp exhale out of the nose and feel the belly gently drop, or not really gently, actually. It's a drawing in of the belly, and then the inhale naturally comes. And the visualization, as it's called shiny skull breath, is that as we pump out, the breath goes up. And kind of shining our skull open with the breath. But it's a way to stimulate the deeper lymph in the abdomen. So we're going to start with a round of 10, and then we'll increase to 20, and then increase to 30, and that will be our breathing practice. So go ahead and set up your comfortable tall seat, feeling your lower body anchor into the earth, and the crown of your head extend upward towards the sky. And feel your natural breath in that space you've created for your torso. And the full in and out breath. We're going to take a full breath in and exhale to begin. So if you've never done this before, just follow me. Inhale and exhale, begin. Release. Take a full breath in and out. And remember that in this breath, the inhale naturally comes. You don't focus on the inhale. You're just emphasizing the forceful out breath. Pump in through the belly. Forced breath out the nose. Start full breath in and out. And take an inhale, and now let's do exhale for 20. Stop. Full breath in. Complete exhale. And now we'll do the last round for a count of 30. Nice full breath in to begin. And exhale, you can start. Nine, 30, empty. Full breath in. Deep breath out. And then just come to a natural breath. Feel the effects. Feel the activation in your center. Notice anything in your thinking mind, how the thinking mind is. I'm just noticing. And freshen up your seat if you need to. You can remove the flesh from out underneath your sitting bones. Rock through your neck. Every little micro adjustments you need so we can really drop into our meditation. As always, beginning by feeling where your body makes contact with the earth, spreading and releasing into the support of your blanket and your mat. As the tailbone anchors, feeling the rise up through the column of your spine, extending through the crown of your head. And start to scan your body internally for any places that are in need of healing. So any area that's in need of your compassionate attention, your listening ear, or your reconnection. These are maybe also places that you've felt judgy about or upset with. Once you feel like you have a part, we'll just be working with one part of the body for right now. Visualize a little ball of healing light dropping into your body through a portal at the crown of your head. Just dropping in and slowly drawing through your body like a ship moving through water, the ocean at midnight. Just traveling through the depths of your body and moving toward this part of you that's in need of your healing, your reconnection, your love, your acceptance. And rather than just going right in, ask this part of your body if it's willing to receive this healing light. Listening. It may say, yes, please. And it may also say, I'm not quite ready. Can you just stand beside me for a little while? And what you're doing is you're listening and you're honoring. And you're just affirming to this part of your body that this light is here as a support, unconditional love, and healing force. And just spend some time in quiet so that you can work with this part of your body and this healing light into relationship with each other. Wherever this part of your body wants the light to be, either alongside or within or any other way, just keep focusing on the luminescence of the light, the constant healing that's exuding from the light. And if it's within this part, visualize that this healing light is radiating healing energy, just mending cells, visualizing your own healing. And keep checking in with this part of your body, seeing what it needs, if its needs have shifted in relationship to the light. And when you're ready, ask this part of your body how it would like to continue relating to your healing light, even as you move out of the meditation. Does it want it to stay there and just be a continuous mending force? Or does it want you to return often with this relationship building? You're paying attention. Whatever it wants you to do, just allow yourself to honor that request. Make note of it. You can thank this part of you for communicating, even though it may feel hard, vulnerable. You're starting to listen. You're learning to listen. And thank it for being willing to share with you. Just promise that you'll strengthen this bond as you move through each day. Knowing that you can always return to this practice. Just feel that healing light go wherever it needs to as we close our meditation. You may just want to rest inside your body and be an integrated part. Or it may want to return back out through the crown and enter the place that it lives. It's really up to you. We're just coming to a closing point. Thanking your body, thanking the light. Letting them be where they're gonna be. And then slowly moving your body. Gently bringing your awareness out of the meditation. As you perhaps reach your arms into the space around you, acknowledging where you are. You can very slowly, keeping your eyes very soft in their sockets, very slowly open your eyelids. And then draw your eyelids towards your journal, your eyes. And grab your journal, grab your pen, writing utensil. And we're going to work with 3 questions today. So, as always, I'm going to share the questions with you, and then you'll have some time this week to really work with them. Recommend writing a page on each question at least. And so we'll just start. So question 1 is, name one insight you've recently received that has helped you to move forward? Name one insight, just one, that you've recently received that has helped you move forward. I'll give you a minute to jot down initial thoughts. I always invite you to just let the pen move, let the answers come. So your body is really answering the questions. So again, it's just naming one insight you've recently received that has helped you to move forward. Okay, just jot down your last initial thoughts. Now we'll go on to question 2. Question 2 is, what are you now seeing that you weren't seeing even a few weeks or months ago? So what are you now seeing that you weren't seeing even a few weeks or months ago? And again, initially getting the thoughts on the paper. Are you now seeing that you weren't seeing even a few weeks or months ago? Okay. And then last question, question 3. And that question is, how has that, so how has what you answered in question 2, how has that shifted your ways of seeing anything and anyone in your life? How has that shifted your ways of seeing anything and anyone in your life? And again, initial brainstorms. The initial brainstorms are really important because that's what you can use as a foundation to elaborate on later. So how has that shifted your ways of seeing anyone and anything in your life? When you feel ready with your initial brainstorm of those 3 questions, you can go ahead and put your journal aside. Just come back to freshen up your seat. We're going to spend a moment with our eyes closed, and I'll invite you to place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. It's a way of tuning into your center. Just tuning into your instinctual center at the belly and your heart center. Just noticing anything from today's practice, anything from the pranayama or the meditation, the movements or the journaling that sticks out for you. Anything about your experience that feels important for you to pay attention to. Let's bring our palms either to meet at the front of the heart center, or you can stack your hands onto your heart center, whichever one feels most resonant in the moment. And just aligning with this day's theme of working with the parts of our bodies that help us to heal and move out stagnation or tension, supporting us to facilitate flow and that sense of waking up and coming alive again. A moment of gratitude for our bodies, the parts of us that help us to do that. The season of spring that also facilitates that inner state. And also the line of teachers that came before us, which have passed on these teachings and practices that we're practicing today together. Because so it goes, all the things that we do for ourselves spread out into the people and the scenarios in our lives. And may there be peace in the world and peace in all of our hearts. A little bow to yourself, to your body, to the season. Anything and anyone else you want to honor in the moment. And when you're ready, you can slowly lift your chin and gently open your eyes. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate all of you. Next week is going to be all about the circulatory system. It's a little similar in terms of concept, the lymph spreading through our bodies, but circulation is about moving blood. So we're going to be warming up the blood, making sure that all the cold digits get some attention and blood flow, so that we can continue this theme of movement and elimination and circulation. So I'll be in touch soon with all the details. Always love hearing your reflections, comments through the week as they come up. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, everybody.